This time on Roadkill, we dominated 24 laps of lemons.
And we killed the rotsun again.
This is 24 Hours of Lemons. It's the world's largest road racing sanctioning body because it's all about being cheap and having fun. The cars you race at Lemons are ostensibly built for $500, but that doesn't count the value of all the safety equipment and tires and stuff. The thing that is cool about it, though, is that no one's taking this really seriously. They're all out there having a riot, which is why Lemons and Roadkill got together, and Roadkill is now the presenting sponsor of 24 Hours of Lemons. Now, with our relationship, you would think that we would actually be pretty good at this, but if you saw one of our earlier episodes, you'll know that we ran a 73 Plymouth Fury and had an epic failure. So bad that Finnegan is legitimately irate about it to this day.
What is your status? Are you off the track?
Yes, I'm off the track, sitting in the dirt, pissed off. You guys better have ice-cold freaking beer waiting for me when I get dragged back into that pit.
But now we're gonna try again. The car we're gonna race is the Rotsun, our 71 Datsun 240Z that has that Chevy 4.3 liter V6 and a Ford Powerstroke diesel turbo on it. Now, why would we pick this car for an endurance race? Well, naturally, it's because this thing has failed us every single time we've had it in an episode. We're talking like 5 times. And the last time it was out, we drove away with it knowing that it had some brutal knocking noise in it, but we didn't know what it was. Oh, that's bad. When we got ready to prep the Rotsun for Lemons, the first thing we did wasn't to troubleshoot it and find out what might be wrong. No, we sent the thing down to Josh Lucas Fabrication to have a complete roll cage built. But he was going to do some other work as well, because we noticed that the engine was pretty much dangling freely in the engine compartment on these really lame motor mounts that were holding the thing in. And so we had Josh fabricate some new solid motor mounts and crossed our fingers that that was going to solve our problem with this mystery noise. When we hang out with the guys who run 24 Hours of Lemons, they hammer into us that really this event is all about the preparation. And so this time we went all out. We started working on the car on Thursday morning before we needed to be at Tech on Friday afternoon. That's like 24 hours to prepare a car for 24 Hours of Lemons. It all adds up.
So Lucas fixed the motor mounts, so it's solid now. So the clunking, I think, should go away.
But?
Well, we haven't cranked it over to find out. Let's just try that now.
That's not good.
See, it's actually louder now that the motor mounts are fixed.
Yeah, it's got solid motor mounts. The motor's not flopping around. It's louder, but moving. I still don't think it's in the motor. I think it's like...
Can I hear it again?
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
I think that could be like... Clutch coming apart. It's bell housing sounding to me. It's not rod knock sounding. Here's the lay of the land. Our plan here is to run 24 Hours of Lemons. It's noon-ish right now on Thursday, and we gotta be at the track sometime tomorrow to tech and race. I think we're gonna be here all night long.
So I found the problem. Finally jacked the car up. We haven't done that yet. I grabbed the pressure plate for the clutch, and I really shouldn't be able to move it without the crankshaft turning. So there's our noise, which means engine's probably mostly okay. We can go racing for 2 or 3 laps at least, once we fix that.
Watch the flywheel, it's still attached. The flywheel actually has play on the crank right now.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's way worse. No, that's not the pressure plate coming off the flywheel. That's the flywheel coming off the engine.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a disaster. Okay, well, we'll be pulling that transmission out. Add that to the long list that I made this morning. This is today.
It turns out that they never really designed the Datsun to accommodate the 4.3 V6 and the big old ugly transmission that's in it. And so getting the bell housing bolts out is a nightmare. This would be a lot easier if we just cut the whole firewall out of the way. We might actually have to pull the engine and trans out as one unit. Normally we'd say that would take about half an hour, but you know that that actually means closer to 10.
remember how mad you were when we did all that work to the Fury and then didn't race more than a lap or two?
It's because I did it by myself. You're here this time, it's different. We pulled the motor forward about 1 inch, which was enough to get the last bell housing bolt out. Now we're gonna see if we can dip it down enough to actually get the transmission slid out of the back of the crankshaft. If we can do that, we avoid yanking the motor out of the car, which would add a whole lot of hours to this deal.
We're just hoping that the motor actually doesn't fall out of the car now because we're only supporting it with a tie down to this rusted cross member. So,
I feel good about this.
hey, it is what it is.
I'm not under the car like you, so I feel fine. We're good.
You know what nobody figured out though is we have to take the shifter off from inside the car.
Yeah, if you can get the trans off and down and tilt the front down, then we'll be all right. But right now, the shifter is about 2 inches hanging out over the floor. Hold on. Okay, that's ugly, but it'll come out. I feel like I should get hazard pay. Every bolt is loose. Every single bolt is loose. Yep, no Loctite. Loctite. Use it. Know it. Love it. I'm happy to know it's not rod knock. So it's all good news. Rod bearings are fine. The noise was coming from the flywheel falling off the back of the motor because somebody installed the bolts with 0 Loctite. So we're gonna fix that. We're gonna replace the rear main seal, clean up the mess, put it back together, go racing. After a whole lot of fabrication, wiring, plumbing. Yeah, we'll be here all night.
So Lucas is back there working on the fuel cell, which needs to be completely encased with steel, separating it from the passenger compartment. And Finnegan's working on the wiring, which needs to pretty much be redone from scratch. And I'm filling all of the little holes in the firewall and the floor and the trans tunnel because that's needed to pass tech. Because if you got a hole and it catches on fire, that becomes a flamethrower.
Something's on fire.
It's just smoking. I think it's fine.
Oh, okay. So the deal with Lemons is your race car is really supposed to be like a $500 beater. And in truth, that's what this is. We paid $500 for it. We sold the motor and trans out for $400, so we were into this car for about $100, which is way less than what that ignition box cost, way less than what that turbo cost. We're cheating a little bit here.
One of the rules, which makes sense if you think about it, is that your helmet has to be fully contained within the roll cage. It's actually got to be 2 inches from every bar. The problem is that our seat is way too high. My helmet almost touches the roof. So we're going to have to sink the seat down in, and this is preventing that. So we are going to hack it.
Things are going good. Most of the stock wiring is ripped out of the car because that's what you do. Tony Angelo showed up. He's the host of Hot Rod Garage. He's helping us work on the car because we've suckered him into sweating in 100-degree heat to go around a racetrack, hopefully more than one time in the rotsun.
I need to get a tow hook front and rear on the car so they can pull us off the track when we die. When? This is the front frame horn off Finnegan's 55 Chevy. This is off that Jim Meyer chassis under that car. We lopped it off so that we could make the tilt front end work, and now it's living again.
It's already been a whole lot of work here. I finished the really poorly executed tow hooks at both ends. Mike, Tony, and Lucas have reinstalled the transmission, and there's still a whole lot left to do. But first, we're gonna fire up the motor and make sure that we have killed that noise once and for all.
Prepare to be motivated.
I'm gonna say that's just residual oil that leaked into the turbo.
Let's go racing. Where's the list?
Finish roll cage, no. Seat mount, no. Harnesses, no. Gauges, no. Rewire ignition, not really.
Ish.
Replumb fuel cell, no. Fuel fill,
Yes.
100%?
No, read it. It says figure out.
out.
He's figured it out.
Legal roll cage, no. Battery cutoff, no. Exhaust out the back, no. Roll cage padding, no. Fix oil leak?
Yes.
Fix the oil leak.
Fix oil leak.
Yeah.
Add race number, no. Tape all glass, no. Secure battery mount?
Yes.
Is it welded together?
Doesn't have to be.
You're gonna leave it taped?
That's secure.
Okay.
Insulation.
Remove the antifreeze. Nope. Fill all firewall holes. I have that twice, so I'm gonna cross off this one.
Yeah, one less.
Hans mounts on helmets, no. Harness retainers on the shoulder bar, no. Window net, no. Protection for the fuel cell, no.
Stop
Fuel
saying
vent.
no. Just start saying things like, not yet.
Driver's side mirror, not yet. Puke tank, not yet.
So much better now.
Vacuum hose to protect the razor sharp edge on the inside of the driver door, no.
That's optional.
Brake pads, not yet.
What if we wrote down all the things we
Then-
did do and then crossed them off?
He wouldn't let me.
Install transmission,
No.
cross it off.
Nothing happened.
Drive shaft, cross it off.
Midnight progress report. Engine runs. We're working on the exhaust system. We're working on making the roll cage legal. We still have to drop the seat in the car and get it lower. We still have to do everything on that list, basically, but we're making progress.
Here's the dilemma. There's easily 12 hours worth of work left in this car. And we could stay up all night and do that. But then we still have to drive 3 hours to Buttonwillow, which we won't be able to do because we'll be asleep. So I don't know what's going to happen. So I think we left at about 2:30 in the morning, slept for 3.5 hours. We're back here because it's Friday. Today is actually the day we're supposed to get the car tech inspected. There's no way that's happening. We've got 3 major things left to do. We've got to mount our seat, fix our roll cage, build our exhaust, and then it's a whole bunch of wiring, plumbing, and other little things that would stop us from getting around the track, but not stop us from getting the car tech inspected, which we're gonna have to pull strings or something and try to get that done first thing in the morning, because tomorrow's race day.
For no reason, because our list is much shorter today, and I know that it's gotten official because it's on the whiteboard, which is a roadkill first. It's off the cardboard, and all I really know is that I've got tasks assigned to me, and I'm getting them done as fast as I can because we're leaving here at 1 o'clock apparently, no matter what.
Somebody noticed yesterday that our axles are coming apart. That's fine, I'll do that. And it looks like because a lot of the bolts are loose, so I'm gonna take them apart, re-Loctite everything, retighten everything. This isn't the most durable thing in the world, but it's way better than the stock axles and rear diff that this car came with in '71. This is an R200 rear diff that came out of, I believe, a Subaru WRX STI. And it's got a limited slip 373s, I think. And these are aftermarket axles that are not bulletproof, but a much needed upgrade.
It took forever, but we finally got the race seat set in the car so that all of the drivers could reach all the controls, and that's actually the point at which we could finally put the switch panel in the car because we knew exactly where we were going to be. Lemons is not going to allow the hater pipe. That's the exhaust that we've got coming straight out of the turbo and right up through the hood with that tractor flapper valve on it. You got to have an exhaust system that dumps behind the driver. Something about carbon monoxide death? I don't get it. We built this thing under protest, but I gotta say, the side pipe is looking pretty good. Check out the Duesenberg action on that baby. There's no muffler in it, and it might not pass the decibel limit, but that's really not important right now. This looks good.
We were gonna leave at exactly 1 o'clock today. No one specified AM or PM. It's 9 PM right now. It's Friday, this was tech day. We called in a favor. Apparently they're gonna let us tech at like 6:30 in the morning, which doesn't sound like a favor to me, but apparently it is because the racing starts at 8. So we have one chance to get through tech with this thing flawlessly in order to suit up, be ready, be on the starting line to start. We're trying to fire this thing up for the first time after we're ostensibly done with all the work, and we had a sunk float again. You could probably do a flashback reel right here to how many times we've smacked this carburetor with a stick, with a rock, with a hammer, with a screwdriver in order to make it not flood. But have we fixed it? No. Until just now. That was the demon tweak.
Never again.
Thing's like new.
Yeah.
This is better than it ever has been.
Gonna do the honors and drive it on the trailer?
Is this seat supposed to be installed? 'Cause
We're missing a bolt.
No one will ever love this car the way I do. So Inside, I'm doing jumping jacks right now. They're not nearly as happy as I am. We're going racing. The rotsun will finish. Finish.
Saturday morning, 6:30 a.m. here at Buttonwillow Raceway Park, and we've been awake something approximating all night long, but we're here at 24 Hours of Lemons. Guys are just getting their cars fired up, they're getting their goofy costumes in place, and they're getting ready for the driver's meeting that will lead directly into the race starting at 8 a.m. But first, we have got a jam to get a lot of little last-minute things done so that we can pass tech inspection, so that we can be on the starting line when this thing goes off.
See that? That's what cars racing at Buttonwillow looks like. We're not out there. These guys are prepping it to go through tech because what remains up in the air is they might not let us run this thing. There's any one of a number of things that they could look at and pick us apart on this and just go, nope, you're done till you get it fixed. So you might have to stick with these cars to know what racing looks like here at Buttonwillow.
All right, gentlemen.
There's only one illegal thing.
Tallest guy who's going to drive the car. All right, jump in. There's only one illegal thing,
Only one.
which is?
Well, I'm not gonna tell you.
It's for you to find out.
Right. I need somebody to open the hood.
Okay?
Do you actually read the rules?
Yes.
Wow.
Extensively. As in almost 3/4 of the way through them.
All right. It clearly is somebody else's work.
Yes. Well, we want to live too.
The cage is actually really nice. I mean, it's so much better than what these guys would have made.
That's right.
And we're almost on time.
The dude in the stylish hat is Jay Lamb, who runs 24 Hours of Lemons, and he had given us a 10% chance of passing tech, but we were ready to disappoint him.
All right.
So that's 70% passed, right?
That's like 90%.
Right.
Told you.
That's really, I'm impressed.
All we had to do was recruit 3 other people to help, and we were legit.
So pretend for a minute that everyone on the interwebs doesn't know all about this car.
Okay.
Tell me what you spent for it and what's involved and how much you've got in this car.
So this was an actual $500 car from Washington, which is why it's so rotted. We sold the motor and trans out for $400, so we're into it for $100. Then we spent about 30 grand because we redid it 3 times.
Okay.
Now, when you take that 30 grand and you subtract roadkill,
Yeah, no, that's true.
all right,
We can
and
buy
then
a
you
$10,000 part and it becomes worthless the next day.
That's
right.
actually a compelling
really,
argument.
please note the proximity of the turbo to the fan.
Yeah, and to the radiator.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? That has no chance of living.
So we're like class D, I say.
I'm convinced.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to make you F0.
Yes! Fail!
All right, F for fail. Excellent.
Thank you.
All we have to do is put a longer vent tube that goes down to the bottom of the tank so when the car's upside down, it doesn't siphon gas out of it. So we do that, come back here, sign it off, and we are on track.
Oh, we're so close to racing. I can taste it. It's predicted to be 102 degrees outside the car today, which means inside the car, it'll probably be 120 or 30. So we're wearing these cool suits, which is a t-shirt with tubing run through it that connects to an ice chest with cold water in it and a pump. In theory, that will keep us from dying. As soon as we get this done, we'll rock, paper, scissors or something to figure out who goes first. Hopefully that's me. And then we're going racing.
We are at the point of strategy. We need to decide actually what we're going to do on the racetrack now.
Given the history of the car, 5 laps, come in, make sure the belt's still on the water pump and
For sure.
nothing else falling off.
You're going first.
Yeah, you should go first.
Yep.
All right.
Because that way you can blow it up and I can be pissed off for 6 months.
Dude, you go ahead, because
Okay.
I've eaten that shit sandwich before and I don't want to eat it again.
Okay, so what we need to do is I volunteer you to fuel up because you got to wear the whole suit.
Oh, fantastic.
That means you get to go second.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
I'll do
there
it.
you
I'll
go.
do it.
Okay,
That's a good deal.
I'm good with that.
We need to get a transponder.
We need to go rent the transponder. Okay, let's go do that. Where's our tech sheet?
Why don't we fuel while you rent transponder?
Okay,
Yeah, let's do that.
So at this point, we're sort of taking it casual. It's 9:30 in the morning. The race has already been going on for, I think, about an hour. We stand no chance of winning, except for the fact that we're here, which is a win, and we're gonna finish, which is a win. Strategy today is we're gonna have Finnegan go out and make 5 laps and bring it back in just to make sure nothing's falling off the car and it's not overheating or anything. And at that point, anyone's guess whether we're working on the car the rest of the day or racing more. Okay, here's the deal. We need 24 minutes. 24 minutes will be 100% improvement on the Fury episode. So you need to go out there 24 minutes minimum. 24 minutes of lemons. It's on you. No pressure. Sweet. I don't know if you've noticed, but this is actually happening right now.
Feels like my birthday.
There he goes.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna call it official when he crosses the pit road. Can he cross the pit road?
He is on a racetrack.
We're racing! All right. Any money on 24 seconds of Le Mans?
No, he's gonna make it. He's gonna do laps. This is gonna be right now. He's gonna do a couple laps.
That's it!
Yeah, that's it.
We got it!
Attaboy.
Rotsun on track! Yeah! You have just reached the milestone of 24 seconds of Le Mans. Congratulations!
Finally, Finnegan's out on track and we are giving the illusion of racing. I'm kind of worried though because it's 105 degrees out here and this car is probably going to overheat and they won't let us take the hood off. It's kind of a rule. You got to leave it in place.
This is it. Finally, I am on a racetrack with the Rotsun, and it rips down the straightaways, but it's garbage as soon as I get to a corner because the transmission just doesn't want to downshift.
Okay, we might not have 4th gear.
You've got like 4 others.
Is it popping out or is it not going in at all? I found it finally, but it wasn't easy.
How's your water temp?
200, we're good.
200 sounds great for putting around 1 lap.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, look at him hauling now.
He's pulling.
Look at that.
Yes.
Hopefully it has enough brakes.
I'm gonna come in on the lap, but I'm not sure where the turn is.
You should be coming up on it any moment. It's gonna be a left turn before this large straightaway.
Well, we're 4 laps down and he says he's gonna come in. I don't know if he has a problem or not because we agreed to 5, but he'll be coming down the return road here and we'll have to run into the paddock and go see what's up. Don't forget 10 miles an hour.
Copy, thanks.
Front bumper looks great.
We're gonna have to break that off. Fan belt's on it. Fan is not melted at all. I see no
any oil leaks.
Well, this is better than good. We do need to tear the whole front bumper off, though.
Yeah.
That's about to fall off on the track.
Compared to the last time we did this, that was like winning the lottery. The car accelerated, it stopped, it didn't lose power as I went around the track. I mean, it was great. My only complaints are the shifter is absolute crap. You can forget about trying to like heel toe shift going into a corner and finding the gear you actually want. Pretty much need to be in that gear 300 feet before you get to the corner.
So, are we surviving? There we go.
All right, thanks, team. Good work.
You were out for 16 minutes. So 8 more, and we've done 24 minutes of lemons. Well, everything's good. Surprisingly, the belt is still on the car. We got no leaks. We did have to do a little bit of body work, but other than that, it looks like we're gonna do this. It's 205 degrees, which isn't great, but the fan isn't melting. So it might be a boring day. We might actually just run this thing.
Yeah, racing all day will be our boring day.
Well, yeah, that's worst day at roadkill ever with success.
Rotsun is back on track and looking strong. I mean, no joke, this thing is freight training guys on the straightaway. It is just hoisting the nose and hauling.
Just when I start mastering the corners, the engine starts breaking up, and now it's farting out of the exhaust.
It's popping out the exhaust.
Popping out the exhaust.
What does that mean?
And he's at 21.5 minutes. Burned exhaust valve.
We may want to look at it. I'm going to come in. We need to look at the plugs, the wires. Something's wrong.
He's not going to make it to 24 minutes.
Come on.
22.
Okay, coming in.
He's coming in now.
He's not going to make 24 minutes. And he's off. 22.4.
It just started backfiring out of the exhaust on decel, and now it's running a little rough on acceleration.
Oh, yo, the wastegate broke off. I can hear it.
The wastegate broke off the exhaust.
Exhaust number 2.
Great.
Yeah, fuel's boiling too. Look at that.
Oh boy.
That is genuine fuel boil. We're gonna have to do something about that.
Can we hook up the cool suit while I'm welding? That would be awesome. Can I borrow your welder again?
Of course.
We did something like 7 laps. We ran 22.5 minutes, so we've not hit our 24 minutes of Lemons goal yet. And we're broken, which should not surprise you at all. We have a wastegate that was hanging on an exhaust pipe that turned out to be really flimsy tubing, and it broke off, so we have to deal with that. Because without that, we're not getting boost, which means the engine's running just way too rich. It's stupid. So we're gonna attempt to fix that, and the belt has flipped over. I'm gonna work on that. A little bit of pulley alignment maybe. And then Tony is working on rerouting the fuel system and wrapping some foil around it so we don't have a fuel boiling problem. So 5-10 minutes, we're back on track.
I'm sorry, I went far off and endangered everyone's lives, including yours. It was a horrible accident.
That's a Lemon's punishment. Apparently he did something bad and that's what he was assigned to do.
Yeah, he is taped to the roof of his car with a megaphone apologizing profusely.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Did you accept his apology?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
My airspace theory here might be completely invalid, but at least we used a beer can. My concept being the airspace is preventing this from actually touching anything, giving me a cooling barrier.
There you go.
We tack the wastegate back on, fix the boiling fuel problem, and Tony threw on a new fan belt, and we're ready to get back on track.
Okay, I'm on the track. And the clock is rolling. You got a little bit more than 2 minutes before you can hit 24 minutes of Lemons.
So 1 lap. You make 1 lap and you did it.
If you can hold that junk together for another 30 seconds.
You will be somebody.
10, 9, 8,
7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
24 minutes of Lemons!
Woohoo! And I passed the Rambler.
There he is.
Yep.
Come on, pass this guy. Go, go, go.
Yeah! Rock and roll! Wow. That was great.
Then all of a sudden, the car just falls flat on its face. Something's wrong with it.
I think the wastegate broke off again. Bummer.
So it looks like he's out there and the wastegate broke off again, or it's running bad for some reason, so he's gonna pull in again.
It was clearly running hard.
It was running really hard.
So it must
Maybe he burned a piston.
Maybe.
That'd be a little more glorious. That one's on.
Wastegates are on.
Oh,
The carb is loose over here. I got a car bolt that's spinning around when he's cranking it. Crank it.
the carburetor's falling off. This engine must vibrate like a mother. Everything gets loose on it.
Yeah, and it's bolted in hard.
Yeah.
So it's not helping anything.
Yeah. Can you keep it running enough that I can search for vacuum leaks?
That's it.
Big vacuum leak.
Yeah.
When that carburetor came up, it apparently blew out a bit of the gasket with the boost, either that or it sucked it in on decel, because it has a massive vacuum leak. So we're gonna pop the carburetor up and see if somebody's got a 4150 Holley gasket or, you know, silicone it. I'd kind of enjoy that because that's so wrong. All right, let's take it off. Oh, tech tip. You can cool your hot carburetor like this. Ah, wintry fresh. Oh yeah, destroyed. Okay, there's the carb gasket. No amount of duct tape can fix this. Okay, let's find somebody who's antiquated enough to be running a carburetor.
Oh, a carburetor gasket.
Got one?
Is that for a Holley?
Yep, 4150.
I actually might have one.
That would be incredible.
Yeah. The
I would buy you all the beer.
what?
Dude, look at this guy.
10 feet away.
Jeff from Alloy hooks us up.
Yeah, right on.
You are amazing.
Right on, man.
We'd be junk without this guy. We're junk with this guy, but, you know, he brings it up a little.
See how it sounds.
Okay.
All right, on the track. Oh, she runs badass now.
The crew got the engine dialed. This car has never run this good before, but now the transmission is pretty much junk.
We need to bleed the clutch. I can't shift. I'm coming in. I can't move the shifter anymore.
When you put the clutch in, it disconnects, it stops, right? Yeah. Like you can roll it? Yeah.
So I'm in the pit again. The carburetor base gasket fix was huge because I'm thinking a little piece of that's been blown out for over a year now because the engine's never run smooth, and we blew the rest of it out, and then the engine didn't want to run at all. Now it runs like it's on fire. I mean, it's badass. Things are rocket down the straight, but something's going on with the trans because it didn't want to go into third, then it didn't want to go into fourth. I got it into fifth, and now it won't come out of fifth. Like the clutch works, you can move the shifter, but that thing's stuck in fifth gear, which is not good. You know, if we can rig it to stay in third, it has enough balls to run around this racetrack all day long, but I don't know if we can do that. I'm counting on Freiberger for like the manual transmission miracle right now.
I guess we need to jack it up and go see if the flywheel or pressure plate's falling apart again.
Right now, we'll go through all the gears.
I don't know.
Want to try it?
Oh! Wow, was that loud?
Got me too.
Woo!
Wow, that was loud.
I can't hear in this ear. 3 Metallica concerts, Kiss, Ramones, and that was worse. Wow.
I'm laying on asphalt that's hovering around 102 degrees while we jack up the engine and lower the transmission to get it out. We're gonna do that so we can look at the transmission and figure out exactly what it is, because GM farmed out 5-speed trannies behind Vortec V6s to a lot of different companies in the 90s. We're gonna find out what we got, then we're gonna search Craigslist, junkyards, and the pits here to find out, can we fix this?
What's the problem with it? It broke the top of the shift tower?
Yeah, it's hard to explain, but there's like this cast member inside of there that's actually rotating like this. Well, it's
Yep.
actually split.
Oh,
open.
okay.
So now when
Yeah.
you're shifting the age pattern,
It's
you're
just-
shifting, but it's stuck in gear.
And it's broken that actual case as well, so we're having to pull the transmission out of the thing, and we're at the break in the race right now. They take a break from 3 to 6. What are the odds that we actually have this fixed by 6? 0! What are the odds that we have it fixed in time to make a last lap tomorrow? That's the goal.
For the last couple of hours, We've run 11 laps here at 24 Hours of Lemons in the Rotsun. We've broken the wastegate off the exhaust, fixed that, blown out the carburetor gasket, fixed that, and now we've grenaded our transmission. But, thanks to the magic of Craigslist, we found a full-size Chevy truck with a V6 and a 5-speed in it. Freiberger went and got it. He should be here any minute, and we're gonna rob that transmission, we're gonna fix this car, and we're gonna keep racing for you. Dude, it's got rims, smoothie chrome bumper, extended cab.
Ford truck all over again.
Oh, you don't even know, dude.
Look how nice this thing is.
Are those 22s?
Oh, I don't know, but look at the interior.
We scored. I'm surprised you're not like wanting to keep this.
It's truly mint, but you know what? I can't develop an attachment to these trucks because the electrical system's gonna fail right about the time I pull it over here.
Oh, are we at the, oh yeah, over 100,000.
Yeah, it's done. Bye-bye, poor 91 Chevy truck. We do some stupid stuff on roadkill. This is one of them.
Finnegan's under the truck with a Sawzall, hacking the exhaust system out of it so that we can tear the transmission out of this perfectly good truck. And meanwhile, Tony's there with a tape measure because he's seen this show before and he knows it's going to go wrong because roadkill. And sure enough, the transmission in the truck is not the right one for the Rotsun.
Oh, dude.
What? Oh, fail.
And so now we get this dude Fish. He's a fellow racer and a 24 Hours of Lemons veteran, and apparently he knows what's up with transmissions. And he has one look at the Sega Muncie, whatever, new process, Getrag ZF Chingadera that's inside our truck, and it's like, that ain't gonna work. And so he starts having a look at the transmission out of the Datsun and coming up with a scheme.
Nice.
That's a shift
It's extra.
Well, we have a plan now, but we've got to execute it. This is going to be a long night getting this transmission back together.
Happy Sunday of Lemons. Last night we wrenched on this thing until, I don't know, 11:30, went to bed at midnight, and we were back here at 5 a.m. And with the help from Jeff over there at Alloy, we got the transmission in the car after those guys had rebuilt it all night long. And by rebuilt, I mean removing the shift fork that controls fifth and reverse. So now we've got first through fourth, which is way better than having nothing at all.
My morning's going really good because there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's that racetrack right out there. Oh, dude.
We got Tony in the car now. We have a new strategy. We've handled 24 minutes of Lemons. We're now looking at 24 laps of Lemons. That means we got 13 to go. We have about 3 hours. The tension is high. Can we do it? Wow, with the headset on and everything, I feel like a pro right now.
Yeah, we look good.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Woo! Hey, Tony, don't break it.
Right into it. Here we go.
Yeah! It still runs!
Pass some guys, go, go, go! Look at that!
We've completed one lap. We're up to 12 now, which is amazing. And the car was hauling ass. He said he topped it out in fourth gear before he got to the end of the straight. Which, whatever, we don't have fifth gear anymore.
Yeah.
We don't need it. It's got a rebel in there.
He's just getting used to it.
There's so much rust falling into my face.
He said there's so much rust falling into my face.
I forgot to tell you, you should probably close your visor or put on sunglasses. The roof's gonna cave in on you at any moment. Feels like we've restored this car. We've worked on the fuel system, the exhaust system, the cooling system, all in the name of getting Tony behind the wheel. The car was looking great. Tony's passing everybody in front of him right up until lap 13 when he starts running into some trouble.
I'm at 219, but he's starting to spit out some water. I'm gonna pull in and let it cool off.
Apparently it's overheating. He says he's got some water spitting on the window. He's gonna come in.
We haven't been on the end of a tow rope yet.
Is that a goal?
It's a good goal.
We had Tony out there on the track and it started to get hot, and so we pulled him in to find out what was going on. We're gonna let this cool down so that we can change the water pump gasket, which blew out the side, which is the source of our problem.
Normally when it gets really hot, you should let the engine cool before you start taking things like the water pump off, but we only have about 2 hours left before Lemons is over, and we need to fix the gasket in the water pump and get this car back out because we're 8 laps short of doing 24 laps in 24 hours of Lemons.
Yes, 15 laps.
15 laps in.
Best time, 2:31.472. Not bad, respectable.
And we need 9 laps to hit our goal of 24 laps of Lemons.
Ignition must be off or something. It just turned off.
Apparently it just completely died. Look at him. We're finally gonna get to try my tow hook. You know what this proves? This proves that it doesn't take just me or Finnegan to break a car. Tony can do it too. And repeatedly. Let's find out what's up now. We've been thrashing on the ignition system because the car just died on Tony out there, shut right off. It's got no spark. We've gone through different coil wire. We've looked at the magnetic pickup. We're looking at the MSD box and seeing if it's triggering or not, and we still really have no definitive answer, so it's a mystery right now, and it should be simple. Except that we only have an hour left of racing. What is it?
Ground for the ignition box is off.
The ground for the ignition box fell off. I'm guessing yet another case of a bolt falling out because the V6 shakes like a mother. We're looking at 8 laps now. That's all we want.
Oh!
Was he sliding?
Yeah. Dude, sounds good. And he lifted. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
He's not using up the brakes this time.
He's hauling ass.
There he
about
goes.
to pass that Caprice.
I hope so, because that guy called us Hollywood. That rubbed me
did.
the wrong way. I'd like to pass him right now.
The guy in front of you need to pass him because he called us Hollywood.
Yeah, there he goes.
Thank you for handling that for us. We appreciate it.
He's hauling
He
ass,
just
dude.
owned that guy.
it?
228.
Yeah, that's warm. The temperature coming down?
They're down about 220 something, 223.
Nice work. Keep it up. 20 laps. You just did 20 laps.
I have lost turbo boost. I think it's a wastegate, maybe.
Tony, is the exhaust popping?
No, it is running clean, but I can see no boost and feel no boost.
If it's clean, stay out and get the 24. He's coming across the line for lap 21. Lap 21.
It's very hard to drive a car to racetrack slowly.
I'm really good at it. Here comes Tony on lap 22.
I'm taking it nice and easy. Temperature is a little over 230. What do you guys want to do?
Driver, should we bring him in and check it? We have enough time to get 2 more laps. I'd say yes, bring it in. Maybe the belt fell off.
Now we're 22 laps in and it's super hot and has no boost, and we're bringing him in because we have plenty of time to get 2 more laps, even if we have to run it with like no water and blow it up. But we're hoping we don't have to go there, so we're gonna see if we can fix it.
It just stopped running as I pulled off to the thing.
Coast as far as you can and we'll push it the rest of the way. We got something hanging under the car.
Probably exhaust or something.
Wastegate. The wastegate broke off.
So the wastegate broke off again, and for whatever reason, the master power switch won't turn the car off. So we got a couple things to deal with here. So that wastegate is junk. We got another one. I'm thinking beer can trick. Get a can or soup can, put it around there, hose clamp it, and let's go. Is it melted out?
Yeah. By the time I patched up the hole in the exhaust left by the wastegate, we were running out of time. And that sucked because we had all kinds of electrical problems caused by heat. We had to get the starter and the fuel pump working and get Tony back out on the track to get us 2 more laps.
Yeah, crank it. No, the starter is not falling off.
We have 10 minutes left and the switch panel just died, so I'm about to hotwire the car old school style so he can go out there and get 2 laps done and get us to 24 laps in 24 hours.
Vice grip them together, tape the whole thing.
You're legit now.
This will never pass tech.
Tech's not on the racetrack, don't worry about it.
We are jamming at the very last second just to try and get the thing running so we can go back and get our 2 laps. Lucas's is the wheel. Finnegan's jamming a bunch of electrical stuff together. If something's wrong with the starter, we're not sure the engine's gonna start. This is actually kind of high pressure.
All right, let's go.
And we're gonna push start it right now.
Go, go, go.
All right, let's
Do it, hit it.
That's not good.
Do it again.
Faster!
Give it some fuel.
Faster!
Do it.
The engine's seized.
Third gear.
Third gear!
Third gear.
Pretty sure the engine's seized.
Come on.
Okay.
Third gear. Here we go. Come on.
Ready?
No. Do it.
The engine's seized.
From the heat.
Yeah.
Let's drag it behind the truck.
I think the engine's seized. Do it again. Let's do it in first. Yeah, exactly.
Ready?
Do it.
We're done.
The engine's dead seized.
This is looking pathetic. We set our own goal of 24 laps and we've been sort of adding it up in our heads and we are just done. But then Jeff comes up with his iPhone and he's been looking at live timing right from the track.
What am I looking at?
24 laps.
Oh, you're me.
What?
We did 24 laps already.
We did 24 laps!
24 laps already.
Yeah! You better not be following me right now, dude. No. No? Prove it. Big group.
Good job, Lucas.
We won! You set your own goals, you meet them, and you go from absolute failure, despondent, suicidal death to ultimate victory in a second. That's what this is all about.
Oh, man.
24 hours of lemons, what can I say?
So that's a wrap on our second attempt at 24 hours of lemons. You know what though? Failure just isn't bad here. The place expects failure. As a matter of fact, if it was all about the winning, no one would sign up because that's way too hard. Instead, what Lemons is about is getting your car out there on track and just plain experiencing it. Hanging out in the pits, having the party, meeting new friends, hanging out with old friends, watching the goofballs in their costumes, helping other people. It's really like a big community of guys and girls who do this. And you can get involved, you really can. This is an everyman's racing series, and it's a lot of fun. And maybe we'll even try it again on a future episode of Roadkill.
Check is open. If you were, too lame and incompetent to finish your cage on time yesterday, you can come down now.
We have a jack that works. Fantastic. You need me to wash the windows or check the tires, sir?
I'd like you to check the oil for sure.
Will do.
Maybe rub my back, talk dirty to me.
Oh,
feel good about myself.
That is not, this is not a full service facility.
You were the one who kind of actually won the race for everybody, right? So tell us what that was like being the hero to come in and save Roadkill.
I mean, just coming in and being like a hero and a winner, it's something I've been doing since I was born.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You guys! Oh, okay, great! Oh, that's better than the cool suit, for sure.
This time on Roadkill, we dominated 24 laps of lemons.
And we killed the rotsun again.
This is 24 hours of lemons. It's the world's largest road racing sanctioning body because it's all about being cheap and having fun. The cars you race at Lemons are ostensibly built for $500, but that doesn't count the value of all the safety equipment and tires and stuff. The thing that is cool about it though is that no one's taking this really seriously. They're all out there having a riot, which is why Lemons and Roadkill got together, and Roadkill is now the presenting sponsor of 24 hours of lemons. Now, with our relationship, you would think that we would actually be pretty good at this, but if you saw one of our earlier episodes, you'll know that we ran a 73 Plymouth Fury and had an epic failure. So bad that Finnegan is legit.
Remember how mad you were when we did all that work to the Fury and then didn't race more than a lap or two?
It's because I did it by myself. You're here this time, it's different. We pulled the motor forward about an inch, which was enough to get the last bell housing bolt out. Now we're gonna see if we can dip it down enough to actually get the transmission slid out of the back of the crankshaft. If we can do that, we avoid yanking the motor out of the car, which would add a whole lot of hours to this deal.
We're just hoping that the motor actually doesn't fall out of the car now because we're only supporting it with a tie down to this rusted cross member. So,
I feel good about this.
hey, it is what it is.
I'm not under the car like you, so I feel fine. We're good.
You know what nobody figured out though is we have to take the shifter off from inside the car.
Yeah, if you can get the trans off and down and tilt the front down, then we'll be all right. But right now, the shifter is about 2 inches hanging out over the floor. Hold on. Okay, that's ugly, but it'll come out.
Legitimately irate about it to this day.
What is your status? Are you off the track?
Yes, I'm off the track, sitting in the dirt, pissed off. You guys better have ice cold freaking beer waiting for me when I get dragged back into that pit.
But now we're gonna try again. The car we're gonna race is the Rotsun, our 71 Datsun 240Z that has that Chevy 4.3 liter V6 and a Ford Powerstroke diesel turbo on it. Now, why would we pick this car for an endurance race? Well, naturally, it's because this thing has failed us every single time we've had it in an episode. We're talking like 5 times. And the last time it was out, we drove away with it knowing that it had some brutal knocking noise in it, but we didn't know what it was. Oh, that's bad. When we got ready to prep the Rotsun for lemons, the first thing we did wasn't to troubleshoot it and find out what might be wrong. No, we sent the thing down to Josh Lucas Fabrication to have a complete roll cage built. But he was going to do some other work as well, because we noticed that the engine was pretty much dangling freely in the engine compartment on these really lame motor mounts that were holding the thing in. And so we had Josh fabricate some new solid motor mounts and crossed our fingers that that was going to solve our problem with this mystery noise. When we hang out with the guys who run 24 Hours of Lemons, they hammer into us that really this event is all about the preparation. And so this time we went all out. We started working on the car on Thursday morning before we needed to be at tech on Friday afternoon. That's like 24 hours to prepare a car for 24 Hours of Lemons. It all adds up.
So Lucas fixed the motor mounts, so it's solid now. So
Right.
the clunking, I think, should go away.
But
Well, we haven't cranked it over to find out. Let's just try that now.
that's not good.
See, it's actually louder now that the motor mounts are fixed.
Yeah, it's got solid motor mounts. The motor's not flopping around. It's
motor is
louder,
not
but
moving.
I still don't think it's in the motor. I think it's like,
Can I hear it again?
yeah.
It's kind of fun.
I think that could be like clutch coming apart. It's bell housing sounding to me. It's not rod knock sounding. Here's the lay of the land. Our plan here is to run 24 Hours of Lemons. It's noon-ish right now on Thursday, and we gotta be at the track sometime tomorrow to tech and race. I think we're gonna be here all night long.
So I found the problem. Finally jacked the car up. We haven't done that yet. I grabbed the pressure plate for the clutch, and I really shouldn't be able to move it without the crankshaft turning. So there's our noise, which means engine's probably mostly okay. We can go racing for 2 or 3 laps at least, once we fix that.
Watch the flywheel, it's still attached. The flywheel actually has play on the crank right now.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's way worse. No, that's not the pressure plate coming off the flywheel. That's the flywheel coming off the engine.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a disaster. Okay, well, we'll be pulling that transmission out. Add that to the long list that I made this morning. This is today.
It turns out that they never really designed the Datsun to accommodate the 4.3 V6 and the big old ugly transmission that's in it. And so getting the bell housing bolts out is a nightmare. This would be a lot easier if we just cut the whole firewall out of the way. We might actually have to pull the engine and trans out as one unit. Normally we'd say that would take about half an hour, but you know that that actually means closer to 10.